Step in, pull, okay? Step in and pull. Each time you want to pull, okay? Step in, pull. Here's another idea for doing Uchikomi at home. Now, what I started out with many years ago when I was a kid, I got an old bicycle inner tube, cut it, split it open, and I had to actually use a couple of them and tie together, which did a pretty good job. Tied it around a pole and did lots of Uchikomi. If you got a bicycle inner tube, that's great, but these bands they have these days that are commercially available are excellent. My wife's a physical therapist, so I get this stuff pretty cheap. But this is called a TheraBand, and that's what I buy. And generally, the darker the color, the more resistance you get. And I found that purple just works ideal for me in my particular situation. So you can do some Uchikomi with this, and I like doing my judo belt Uchikomi too, but this really gives me a little more variety that I can do with some things, different types of hand control and all that business. So I'll show you a bit here. So anyway, go ahead and grab it. Now if you want to wrap it around your hand, you can, to make sure it stays good and tight. You can do that. I'm not going to do that with this one in particular. I generally like to have one end slightly longer than the other. That's the pulling hand, the hikite, the pulling hand. I like to have it a little longer because I like to get a little more pull into it. Really emphasize my hikite action on these types of Uchikomi. And you can do them in sets of 10, 25, whatever you want to do. You get more cardio, aerobic capacity work if you do 25 or higher number of reps. But generally 10, if you're just working for good technique and good skill, good muscle memory, 10 is probably good. Do a set of 10, relax. Do a set of 10, relax. Several sets of 10, as many as you want to do. Or if you want to do 25, go for it. But here's what they look like. Okay, so I'm going to grab, my left hand has the longer one. My right hand has the slightly shorter, but not much. And you'll see my back here, but I'm going to turn a bit because I'm a righty. And I'm going to turn around and just do some standard Uchikomi, and I'm going to talk through them as I do them. So anyway, just get a good grip here. Make sure that they're slightly taut, by the way. You don't want to have them real loose and hanging. You want to have them slightly, there's some tension there, okay? And when you do that, and when you're coming in, I'll show you the technique I'm going to use. When you're coming in and you're doing you're doing your step. Now, my personal preference, I always like to lead with my diashi, my advancing foot, my forward foot, what I call my sugar foot. So here's where I'm going to practice my Uchikomi, using things I do anyway with my sugar foot there. So I've got it out there a bit, and when I come in, I'm going to spin about. Now, my hand action, look at my hands, my hikite, my pulling hand, I'm looking at the back of my hand, and I'm pulling it out like I would in a good technique, a good throw. Now, this right hand is more of a seoi-nage type action, okay? I'm blocking it up here, just because it lets me structure the Uchikomi a little better, that's all. And I'll show you another way in a second here, but it's coming in like this. So I make sure that I do this and I get a lot of pull, a lot of tension as I come in. So when I come in, okay, step in, pull, okay? Step in and pull. Each time you want to pull, okay? Step in, pull. So make sure that when you do your Uchikomi, as you step in, you have that pulling action, because you always want to get your hands into play, just like you would a real throw. Just like doing an Uchikomi to another human being. So a couple more here, and then I'll show you a little different way to do it. So lead with my foot, my diashi, my advancing, my sugar foot. All right, come in, pull. Come in, pull. Notice I try to keep really good form. This is how I do my seoi-nage, most of my forward body throws. My particular case, my knees are to the left, my buttocks to the right, my toes are pointing to the left, and I'm driving, okay? Now, I can add to this by just staying here. So if I just come in and fit in like I want to do, and come out a little bit, walk out a little bit with it, and just pull. Really pull, get a lot of tension. A lot of pull. See this? A lot of pulling and resistance there. And this helps me isolate where I'm using my hands, my pulling hands here. See this? Okay? All right? So just keep doing this. Maybe just do 10 of these like this. Just turn. Turn. Okay? You get that. Now, if you don't want to use your hands this way, say you're a Tai Otoshi guy or a Surikomi Goshi guy, something like that, and you want to use your surite, your right hand, your power hand, you want your elbow along the line of your opponent's pectoral region, okay? So your fist up, elbow down. So we can do that with bands, where it's a little bit more difficult to do with a judo belt, because I have a little more flexibility, obviously. So I'm going to come in, and I'm going to come in with my tangi, and I'm going to come into, like I say, a taiotoshi type situation. So I'm going to come in here, and like this, and now my hands are like this, and look, can you see this? My elbow down, like this. Okay? So my hands, my hikite, I'm in kind of a position for taiotoshi, and my surite, elbow down, fist up. Okay? So when I do these, like this, okay? And now, if I want to stay here, get a little more tension, you know, type thing, I can just keep doing this, keep turning, like I'm using my hand action for a taiotoshi. Okay? There you go, like that. Use your imagination. You can see how you do taiotoshi, serenagi, play with this. It depends on how you put it. I've got it nice and high up here, hooked onto my rafter, and you know, a lot of times I'll hook it onto my power rack, but it depends on where you hook it. Now I have it nice and high because I'm a big tall guy, I like that, but you also can have it more to medium level or even low level, depends on what you want to do with your Uchikomi type training. Okay, so like on this, give you some flexibility again. When I want to see my serenagi, work on my serenagi a bit. So take a look at this. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold both bands with my hand. That's, you know, so it's really going to a lot of pulling here. And when I come in, I'm going to come in with a nippon serenagi because I like to throw. So I'm going to come in here and like this. See how it's like this? And I can pull this way. So if I have my band lower, about chest height, okay, I can do like a nippon serenagi type movement here. So I'm holding both, or if you just want to hold one, you can. But I like to hold both, get a little more work on this particular my pulling hand, my hikite. And again, I like to lead with my sugar foot, my diashi, my advancing foot, my forward foot. And when I come in, like this. And again, we can alter this where I can pull and really work on, see that body turn? That is really good for my serenagi. Try to keep good form. Some of mine aren't so perfect, but you get the idea. And there we go. So, a few Uchikomi. You get the idea. Get the idea. See, so you can do a lot of variations with your bands. One last thing is a good warm-up. Try to put that there. I like to have them a little lower before I do any of my Uchikomi with bands or my judo belt or whatever it may be. I will have my band a little lower at about waist level, okay? And I tie a knot in it so it gives me a little handle. I created my little handle. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull back here like this. And it kind of preps my body, and I'm getting used to that elastic movement with the band action. So as you can see, I'll try to, you can see here, and I'm just pulling. And when I pull, I can I have two ways of pulling. I can keep my thumb up, like this. You can see my thumb's up, like that. Pull back to the hip. Now, don't go fast, just move. Good warm up, okay? Or if I want to rotate, see my hands? Where my palm, my back of my hand is up. I like doing it this way a lot because I have shoulder injuries, and this is also a good therapy. I learned this from a therapist about how to rehab my shoulder. So, like this, okay? This is a great warm-up before you do any band work, belt work, any type of Uchikomi work.